Hi guys, I'm back and we're gonna do another video today. So, what else do I want to talk about? Let's talk about the spiritual ego. So, that's a big one because you know how you have like the religious ego, where people that are very zealous about their religion, they're very good at saying you're right. I mean, I'm right. You're wrong. You're going to hell. Things like that. So the ego is awesome. It's an awesome construct because it takes on so many forms and it disguises itself in so many ways. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as turncoat, meaning that it's still gonna be the ego, but it's gonna make it look like it's the good guy. That's like right there telling you, oh no, you shouldn't do that and stuff. It's still the ego. It's just disguised itself as like being on your side. So it's a fun little guy. Once you get to know him, once you make friends with him, you can actually use him to your advantage because the ego is here to actually help you to be the badass that you want to be. Once you stop listening to it and giving into its fears and its stories, you can actually use it to the strength of it and the presence of the ego, that personality that you have to do cool stuff. But initially, you have to make the ego your friend, like not listen to its fears, not always look for the bad stuff, but like make the ego your friend, and then the ego starts working for you. The ego is your personality. So, the spiritual ego. So, what you see a lot in the spiritual community is it's kind of becoming like the religious thing where they're dividing everything on positive and negative. Maybe in the religious idea it was heaven and hell and you're the devil and you're a little angel and you're bad and I'm good. The same thing in the spiritual community. Now the terms have changed. Now you have positive, negative. You see positive energy, negative energy. So, and the ego is always looking for separation. The ego will, you know the source unites people. We're all one, we're all friends, we're all best friends up there. The ego always separates. Ego always looks to say, we are the good guys, these are the bad guys. How can we protect ourselves? How can we destroy them? How can we be better than them? Anytime you see separation in anything, that's ego. So a lot of movements that you see, like the movements that are going on right now, that's separation. Us versus them. That's ego. Even though it looks like it's a good cause, at the end of the day, it's still separation. So it's fire with fire, and nothing's going to happen out of it. So, anyway, spiritual ego is in the spiritual community. You'll see a lot of people that are spiritual, and they're trying to be perfect. They're trying to eat healthy. They're trying to be positive and always positive and all that, but they're completely closing their eyes on that negative energy, on the bad, and they're separating themselves from it. Well, I would argue that that's not going to help them because you cannot run away from that. It's part of creation. It's part of us. It's part of you. We call it the dark side. You cannot run away from it because it's going to come after you eventually. So you may sit here and be spiritual and sit there and meditate and all that stuff and isolate yourself from negative people, but what's happening is that everybody in your surroundings, everybody in your reality, they're all reflections of you. And so if you sit there and you say, okay, well, I don't want to be with these people because they're negative, whatever, then you're separating yourself from them. But the key with spirituality, the key with unity is like to love and accept everybody. You don't have to hang around with people, but you accept them and you love them and you say, cool, you want to do this? Well, that's not what I want to do, so I'll see you later. But in the spiritual community, you see a lot of separation, as in, this is good, this is bad, this is negative, we got to get away from it. Or like negative energy, oh my God, I'm such an empath, I can't stand people because they're just so negative and this and this. Well, they're there because it's showing you that you cannot run away from that. You have to accept it. And you cannot divide, you cannot separate yourself and say, they're bad and I'm good and I'm right and I know what I'm doing and they're just fucked. So that's the idea. So I would just say, if you are in the spiritual world, just kind of watch out for that turncoat where your ego just, anytime you see separation, anytime your mind tells you, we got to get away from these people, or these people are not good, we are good, that's ego. And that means you're basically not screwed, but you're kind of like, yeah, you're just playing the game. You're back to where you were. You're trying to be spiritual, you're trying to be good and positive and all that, but at the same time, you're not accepting the other part of it. So, and the more you validate good, you're gonna get the bad, because because we're in dual universe, duality. So the more you validate one side only, then in order to balance things out, you're gonna encounter the other side. So the point is not to see either side. The point is just to say, okay, cool. So they want to eat meat, then cool. Or like, all right, I want to eat vegan. I'm vegan. All right, that's cool too. Versus being so separationist, separatist, and saying, no, this is bad. This is bad. You need to do this. You need to meditate. You need to chant. You need to do this. So anyway, I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, just wanted to share that. Bye.